Hiya, it's Pam here from Canterbury Craft NZ. It's ABC April 2025, collaboration between Margaret and Tony from Seven Plaza and Tony, Crafty by Tony. Today is the 8th, so we're doing the letter G. You can see that my paper's getting a bit messy because I'm a messy crafter, but yeah, so I'm going to do some jelly prints. As you can see, I don't clean my jelly plate very well. I don't clean my brayers very well. I mean, that one has had a wee bit taken out of it because I don't mind that texture on them. Plus, I've used these for donkey's years and they still work well. They're just speedball rubber. Are they rubber? I don't know. They're rubbery, but flexible, which is really cool. So I'm going to use brayers, my jelly plate. I have a variety of tools that I have because I paint. I have these for my paintings. So there's a variety of shapes that you can put in there. You can use foam stamps. You can use household items. I've often used corrugated cardboard and things like that. I usually have a box of things that I can you know, make patterns with, but I've just thrown it out. I've just recently thrown it out because I thought I'd start again because they're all getting a bit messy. So these are some jelly prints I did recently, and I just picked out some because it's autumn here, some leaves that had fallen from the trees and were quite dry. So I'd made some impressions of these. You could use that as a page. I tend to use these as collage fodder because the acrylic paint does dry a wee bit shiny, although you can put matte medium over that too. And you know, these are just some of the leaves that I did recently. It was good fun. I love jelly plates because they're really good fun to play with. I mean, that's just a plain one. I'd probably put a solid colour over there. But it was just an experimentation with these leaves. I was just having a bit of fun with colour and different things. So, you know, we might even go over one or two of those and see how we get on. So these are some, I think I explained, these are some other shaping tools, and that's a squeegee. You can clean your plate. You should clean your plate really, but I leave it on because that creates more of a grungy edge. But you could leave it off, you know, take it off if you want to. I always have some wet wipes to hand, and for the purposes of today, I quite often use deli paper. The last lot I showed you were on copy paper. I'm just going to use some normal copier paper. And oh, I should get the jelly paper. No, can't. It's alright, it's too far deep in the drawers. So this is what I'm going to use today. This is it's an 8 by 11, I think, jelly plate. Not quite an A4 size, but there is an A3 size out on the market, and in New Zealand I think it is about $160, which is a lot of money. And considering I use these just as collage pieces, because I use them in my art journals as well as my junk journals, that's what it is. That's what we do. So without further ado, I'll get started. I'm going to try and make some grungy things today. So I've got a variety of paints here. I do paint with golden paints when I do my painting. And I've got black all over me already. But I don't usually use them on my jelly plate. Now I've got it under my finger now, so you have to excuse that. I don't usually use them on my jelly plate. They are transparent, these particular ones, but that means you can layer them up, which would be cool. So I'm going to start with quinacridone nickel alloy gold. Oh gosh, that came out in a big spurt, didn't it? You don't need that much paint, let me say. And then you just tap your brayer onto onto your paint and spread it out evenly on there. If you haven't done jelly printing, it is the most fun thing you can ever do. I love it. It's just, you can just let yourself go. It doesn't matter what it turns out like. You can always add another layer. You can do all sorts of bits and pieces. So I'm just going to start by doing a print off that, so just to show you what it looks like as a plain print. And pop that on there. Just burnish it with the palms of your hands and your lip fingers. You don't want to dig into plate because that will, I mean, there's thousands of videos about jelly plates, jelly printing. You can make your own jelly plates with, what do you call it, gelatine. But these ones don't go off, the other ones do. They can go a bit yucky, but if you're only going to do it once, it's probably worthwhile making your own, because they're not cheap to buy. So that's that one done. I'm just going to pull this print, and then you'll get an idea of how the bottom layer comes off. Oh, that's ripped my paper. That's a very unusual thing that happened. That doesn't normally happen. So there you see, that's the quinacridone nickel azo gold. And it's taken off some of the pink that I've had on my plate beforehand, and it's taken off some little bits of white and stuff. So that is actually a really good base if that wasn't ripped, but I can still use that in a bit of collage anyway. So that's just the first basic print, very easy, just good fun, just good fun. So I'm going to use that colour again, and I'm just going to put a wee bit in. I'm not going to spread it right over, it's just going to come pouring out like I did. And then I'm going to use some other colours on the side. I'm just thinking what I want to use on the edges. Use a bit of, this is called Van Dyke Brown Hue. It's quite dark. It's probably like a scorched timber type of colour. So, and then I'm just spreading it out on my plate. So I'm still going to pick up some of that pink, but you know, it just adds to it. Just adds to it. And then I'm just going to do a bit of grunging up with this colour on the side. It's browny colour. Now, in an ideal world, if you let it dry in between coats, you'll get a better print. You can use a heat tool on it, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to ruin my plate. Although some of you will probably think I am ruining it already. So this will come out nice and grungy, I know that. But I will just going to add another couple of colours on top. I find these Dina Wakley paints, these may look like little tubes, and they are little tubes, but they go a long way. A long way. I leave the plastic on the bottom of my plate. So with this colour going through, it will be a bit more motley. You can see that there's little mottles all over it already. And then I'm going to use some of this paint. It's called Medieval. It's clogged up. Oh, come on. You know you want to. Oops. Big air bubble. Come on. I think that's just about out actually. Got more on my fingers than I have on the plate. Anyway, that's what we have wet wipes for, isn't it? So you could use this just to as a covering for your tabs, as a page in your journal. to make pockets with, background for pockets. Right, we're going to give this one a go, see how we go with this. Things like, you know, lids of, I don't know, Vegemite or Marmite or something are quite good to use as a stamp on them. You know, pill bottles, if you've got a cap off one of those. An effective thing is an afro comb, that works really good. They're lovely. Actually, afro combs are really cool when they're right. That seems, this has got a few bumps on it, I can feel that. So let's hope I don't rip the paper this time. I love that. I really love that. So that's a really cool page for your journals. But I'm going to do another print on top of that. I really like that. It does look quite grungy on the side. So we're doing jelly paint grunge. There you go. So I'm going to put another little layer on that one, and I'm going to use give that a wee shake actually. I haven't used these for a while. This is called Sterling. It's a silvery colour. And I'm going to use a wee bit of black. Actually, I'm going to use quite a bit of black by the looks of that. I think that'll do it for that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, gosh, sorry. Just bumped you right out of... Oh, what's happened here? Sorry. Sorry about that. We'll get there. What other colour will I use? I might use... I want a dark brown. Oh, well, let's just try it with the black. See how we'll go with the black and the silver. So I'm just going to go, that is far too much. You want to clean off your brayer. Grab another piece of paper. I've got no room in this desk. Alright, and I just roll it on there. Then you're creating another bit of grunginess. Look at that. Oh. Anyway, we'll just get into here and give this a go. So you don't want big clumps like that of the colour. Sort of want to blend it all in. There we go. I'll write that off on here. You can't see that, but that's how it. I mean, I'd use that just like that. That's really cool. So I'm going to go back over this one. If I ruin it, I ruin it. But that doesn't matter. It's all play and it's trial and error. Nothing, whoopsie, nothing ends up the same. Colours. They're all individual pieces these, aren't they? So that's really cool. So that's how that came out, which I think is actually really cool for grungy jelly printing. It's just a matter of layering it all up. So I'm going to do that one again. I'm going to do another thing on top of it, so just to see what that looks like. I'm going to try olive. And I'm going to try, I don't really want to use that. I really want to use this medieval colour, but it's not really. yeah, there you go. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that's heaps on, that's probably a bit too much. Right, here goes, and we're in for the kill. You could leave those spots on there like that. In fact, I'll show you what that looks like. Let's just see, we're just playing at the moment. Let's just go with this one like that. And then you'll see what that looks like. Just run it right over there. Right. So there it is with just those blobs. I don't know whether you can see it too well on there. It looks a lot shinier than it actually is on the camera. But you can see the blobs all through here. So there's lots of options. Now there's still some of that left on there. So I'm going to do another one. If I can find the paint I used. Oh, here it is. Because I quite like that. It's one of my favourite colours to paint in with, is this quinacridone Nicolazo Gold. And let's try iridescent bronze. So this is a metallic paint. And I might just put a wee tad of black in there. I haven't done much painting in the last year. Well, I have done some, but not as much as I normally do. Because I've been enjoying making these journals so much. And the thing with these journals that we're making, they allow you to do lots of different things like mixed media and you know, you can do all sorts of mixed media things in them. It's going to look quite cool. And there, that's my brayer thing taken off. So let's do another one here. Oh, this is looking good. Look at that. Now you put that on one of your tabs or behind something on your journal, on perhaps a what have we got here? We've got some flowers, I think. Hang on, see if I can show you with this. So if you put these on a tag, imagine what a gorgeous background that'll be. You know, it's not that I'd use pale blue with that, but that just gives you an idea what they'd look like. So very cool. Now I can go over this. And I think I will, but I love all this little, look at these yummy bits, they're just so cool, aren't they? Really cool. Right, so we'll try another different colour. We'll go for, whoopsie, Van Dyke Brown. I've got an apron on because I'm a messy painter. And we'll go for, how about burnt orange, just to see what that looks like. Layer that up. So if you've got dry paint on it, you know it does lift up on the print. So if you don't like that look, you can clean off your mat, your jelly print, your paper, jelly mat, jelly plate. What's it called? Jelly plate. Oh gosh. Anyway, so I'm going to go over this one. See what that looks like. So there you go. It's got a bit of pink in the middle that's come up. It's got some gold. It's got very cool hues. I think that's really cool. So great background papers from Geliprints. Now we'll try something a wee bit different. We'll go for some of this paint. It's called Ancient. Don't know whether I've actually used this one. Must have at some stage. So it's another metallic. And I might use that with burnt umber. Oh, I can't get the lid off. There you go. Oops. Oh, no, that's not doing too well. It needs a shake. Don't know how this one's going to work out now, but we'll have a go. The thing about the metallic paints is they're a lot stickier than the matte paints, acrylic paints. So they do take a bit of working in. As you can see, it's all blobbing up. Doesn't want to move. I'm just going to go and make some shapes on this one. So I'll use this catalyst and then I'll wipe it off and I'll wipe it off on the actually. So wet wipe to get that off. You can use look at our thing again, aren't I? I can't remember what I was going to say now. So that's how that turned out, that particular one. So I'm going to build up layers on that because I think that looks really good, and I love all these cells. I call them cells. So we'll put a wee bit of black around the edges, hopefully. And maybe a little bit of elephant. Just in a wee bit. And we might put some burnt orange in the middle. Alright, let's see how we go with this lot. wants to be a bit blobby, doesn't it? This is a really easy way to get grunge. I mean, you can use your stamp pads, you can use anything, but the jelly plate, it's just fun. You never know what you're going to get. Some paper's coming along nicely, so it's another background paper for something. So let's have it came out. Personally, I don't like using these tools for this type of, like for making grungy papers, but some people like a little bit more texture in their prints. I love all this, so I'd use all these little bits here on different things, but I'd probably go over that. So I'm gonna do something else on that one. I'm gonna put a lot of this on. It's the nickel lazuli gold. I think they might be getting rid of that colour, which is such a shame because it's such a gorgeous colour. And then we've got gorgeous grungy bits on here. So much fun. So much fun. Right, now I'm going to do, I'm going to use raw umber. And I'm going to try a bit of teal. These paints are a bit, oh shivers. I'm wearing it, it's okay. These paints really aren't for jelly printing. Well, they're a bit wasteful on jelly prints, to be honest, but I have them, so that's what I'm using. Just what I've got. And see, I'm messy as. And I've got teal all down underneath my fingernail. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Anyway, that's alright. It's life. I won't clean those now. But it's a horrible day here today. After a lovely day yesterday. The weather here is just rubbish at the moment in Christchurch. I've just been out to my son's. He needed a few bits and pieces in his cars. He doesn't have a car. Well, he does have a car, but it's not working. And he's a student, so he's just bussing everywhere. So, yeah, we went out and got some, he's right into his vegetable gardening, so we went and got him another pot and did the garden inspection, said hello to the cats, got a good old kiwi pie for lunch. And but the weather is just revolting out there. It's horrible. It came over black, it's now overcast, and it's blustery, and it is also pouring. Well, it was pouring with rain, it's not now, but it feels like snow. The wind is icy. I see. So I've got the heat pump on, got heater on in here. Good old electricity bill will be, oh, look at this. Ooh. How's that for delicious? Love that. Love that. Now if I want to make that a wee bit more colourful, I will, here I go back to my old faithful nickel as a gold. I don't know what it's with my grunge. I like a bit of teal. See, I haven't cleaned my brayer off, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. So it's a good day to be inside crafting and doing videos and drinking hot tea, and not that I drink tea, I drink fruit tea and water. Big water drinker. Anyway, so that sort of made it go olivey, which is lovely. Imagine that as a background on a tag. Very cool. I'm building it up from there and all these little bits around the edges. Absolutely lovely. So you can do grungy on your jelly plate, and that's what I generally end up with. And I'm going to try burnt orange, oh, excuse me, and raw umber. Far too much paint on here, I can see that already. This is going to be bright. See how that paper's coming along. I think sometimes I like those papers more than the jelly prints. the you know, that you rub off on. They're quite abstract, which I quite like, painting abstract. Ooh, this is interesting. Look at that. That is very cool. It's sort of come out a bit ready, but it's got lots of little cells on here, and it's picked up right off the back, like that. Yeah. Let's do one last one. What colours shall we use? Let's try this colour, raw sienna. And let's just do raw sienna for a minute. I'll try like that. Now, some jelly printers do amazing things with their jelly prints. I mean, you can use a stencil as well, but for today's piece I just wanted to make grungy backgrounds that is cool. Love that. Another great tag piece. And then I might just put a wee bit of Van Dyke Brown. Which looks quite transparent on the plate. Yeah, that's good. Very simple, very effective. Absolutely lovely as a background on one of those big whale tail punches. On tags, journaling, it could be a journaling spot, could be a page, as I said, in your journal. I'll just try and do a border. Globby this paint, you know. So you can see that this is going to be grungy anyway, just the way the paint's sitting on there. Oh, yum! Yum yum! Look at that, nice. I'm just going to go over this like that because I can see that there's a big glob of paint there. Not so fussed on how straight that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit more black on, and I'm going to go over the whole thing. It's interesting how that's sitting on the plate, isn't it? Alright, let's see what we can do with this. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. Look at that. Perfect grunge. Perfect grunge. Now you can see I've still got some black on the plate, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that, do a ghost print, just see what happens with this. So there you've got the speckles. Let's do olive. The speckles with the olive. and that turned out fantastic too. So easy, so versatile, what you can use these for, and they're really pretty. So that's all I'm going to do for today. There's that one. Here's our more ready one. I'd probably tone that down a wee bit, to be honest. In fact, I'll do that before we finish. Then we've got the green and the teal and the gold. Then we've got this one, not so fussed on this with the squiggles, but just gave you an idea of what you can do. Then there's this one with a bit of pink in it, which is really cool. And this one. So that's a few little extra little bits for me to play with in my journal. I don't know which is my favourite actually. Like that one. Yeah, that one and that one will be my favourites. Those two. Yeah. Actually, I quite like that too. I think it's really effective. So I'll just do this orange one again. In fact, I'll grab a stencil out and we can do it with that. So I've got the stencil here, which I haven't used yet, so let's have a go with that. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do it in black. See how that turns out. Might take a wee bit of this. Oh no, that's not the right one. This bone black. Oops. Oh, that's gone all yuck, isn't it? Needs a good. Well, that's it. Quite a new paint, that one. See if that works. No, I'll have to forget that one. Let's do raw umber. It's quite a dark colour. Same trouble with paint. If you don't use it for a while, it does. Do silly things. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to pop that over there. Show this back a bit. It's a big stencil. And then I'm going to take this. Got to really give it a good burnish in the pattern. Hopefully it'll turn out. Doesn't have to be perfect. So that's around for a bit. Let's hope we've got most of it on there. Ooh. And that's what that turned out like. That's pretty, isn't it? Grungy damask. Nice. I'll have to clean that stencil off, but I'm going to do it on a piece of this first. I could go over that with some of this. In an ideal world that would be dry, but we'll just see if it works. I'm doing this very lightly, very, very lightly. So that gives you a faint damask, grungy damask. Love that. Love, love, love that. That's very cool. It'll look great on a tag. Yeah, love that. And I've still got my stencil here. I've got a piece of paper stuck to it. So I'm just going to put that over there, see if this works. I don't know whether this will work or not. We'll give it a go. And I'm really bad at cleaning my stencils too. I just think they're there to be used and not to be faffed around with. Sometimes if you wash them, they do, you know, little bits lose their clarity. Oh, that did nothing. That's just the start of another sheet, isn't it? So that did nothing. That's dried on there now. Yeah, it's pretty dry. But anyway, that gives you an idea of how these go. So I'm actually really loving that. I think that's really cool. And we've got our mask and all our other bits. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a pretty straightforward thing with the old jelly tape, but more importantly it's lots of fun to use. So I'm going to leave you to it for the rest of the day. Have a great day and thanks for joining me. Bye.